It is Tuesday, September 13th. I'm Russ Schuler, Assistant Athletic Director, and I'm here with the head football coach of the Plano East Panthers, Johnny Ringo. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
2 in a row. Big win Friday night over Keller, 44-16. Again, a lot of points being scored. Tell us your thoughts of the game.
Well, we have scored a lot of points, and I think the best thing about it is offensively getting some great production, Russ, but also some of those points have been special teams touchdowns and defensive touchdowns. So that's been big. When you spread the points out like that and have all of your units contributing in that manner, it's huge for us. Didn't get off to a great start. We had some great things happen. We had a reverse callback that went for a touchdown. We had a kickoff return that went for a touchdown, and so made some mistakes penalty-wise that we shouldn't have. That we normally don't make. And I think we had an opportunity that first half really to blow the game open. Mm-hmm. That being said, it didn't work out like that. We're behind 16-14 at half, and really that was due to our defense holding them to 3 field goals and 1 touchdown. And so, because it could have been much worse. And so the first half was, completely the opposite of what we had hoped to start. Because the adversity with the 2 touchdowns being called back, but then, after challenging the guys at halftime and talking about playing with great fundamentals and techniques, you see us come out in the second half and score 30 points and hold them to 0.
With those penalties, teams got to work through some adversity, and really felt like East kept their heads up and played through that, and that's one factor you really want to see in a football team. Exciting to watch. Anybody that you just want to point out offensively, defensively, special teams that?
Well, we had Kylan Higgins had another interception, and really could have had a couple more in the first half. I thought defensively as a unit, we did some tremendous things. We got pressure on the quarterback all night. He's a great passer. They've got a good group of receivers. Defensively, we held them to -9 yards rushing, which is huge for the night. I think a total of 180 yards. And so defensively, I was real pleased with them. We had 2 shutout quarters, and really, we talk about East won, and when we say that, we talk about all 11 contributing, and they did that. Offensively, we were able to run the ball really well again, establish that primarily in the second half, because I think we went into the halftime and had about 80 total yards of offense, and came back out and just kind of blew it open in the second half and did some really good things. But Corey Wesley made a lot better decisions in the second half and did some great things for us. Colin Shaw, Trey Jones, Dante Taylor. You go down the list. Corey Bassett in the special teams, and Casey Collins, the way he's kicking the ball right now. And so, we really have we feel like we have a good football team, but we've got to be that football team, Russ, that plays like that every snap and every down. And right now, you'll see us play great one down or put together consecutive series maybe, when then we'll have a mental lapse. And so that focus physically and mentally for us is huge, and that's one of the things we continue to stress day in and day out, especially as we get into district play in 8-5A. That's we know what that's like, and so you can't afford to have those things happen where you're not playing well all of the time and expect to be successful week in and week out. So we've got to get that corrected.
You bet. Well, let's take a moment and look at some of the highlights.
You bet. This is one of the 2 kickoff returns we had for a touchdown. This one involves Corey Bassett, 95-yard touchdown return, and really great job. You can't see it here at a wide angle of our guys just getting a hat on a hat. So at that particular point, when he's able to hit that crease, we've got somebody accounted for. We've got everybody accounted for except for the kicker, and then we've just got guys back there that have great speed, that really do a great job, and so they're a threat to go the distance at any time. We've had 3 touchdowns on kickoff return this year. One has been called back, but tremendous job. This highlights from the second half. You can see we're getting great pressure on the quarterback. We're right there in his face when he throws the ball, and it's one of the interceptions by Kylan Higgins, who's done a great job in that area for us defensively this year. And again, should have had a couple more in the first half, felt like. This is our first score. Just a reverse here to Trey Jones. You can see again great speed. He's wearing that knee brace because of that knee injury last year, but hadn't affected him in that regard. So just doing a great job blocking, getting people there. He almost gets knocked down here by Gordon Jenner. Luckily, he stays up. But we got a lot of weapons that can touch the ball with great speed, and that'll help us down the road, we hope. Getting great pressure here from Brandon Lee. Great sack. Just does a tremendous job getting to the quarterback here, and we've got some athletic guys on that front that were all JV players last year, but do a great job for us. One of our 2-point plays, protection kind of fell apart here a little bit, but you can see the plays that Corey Wesley can make with his feet. He just didn't have people open and just did a tremendous job of willing himself into the end zone. First half play here, a good pass breakup by Jackson Gary, just doing a great job for us at outside linebacker. This is the first of, I think, the kickoff returns that went for a touchdown, and you can see right there, if you watch, we had a block in the back, so it was a good call by the officials. And obviously, we tell our guys, it needs to be above the waist and in front, and don't block the rear end side. Rear end's not the word we use. I think we say butt, but anyway, great return, but negated by a penalty. Good to see all the guys get down there trying to celebrate that touchdown with Dante, because they had a role in it from a blocking standpoint. Getting great pressure here from Toby Obumseli, kind of forcing, I think, a bad exchange here on reverse they tried to run. He also was able to get the fumble recovery. We had a block in the back right there. It's what they called. We were squared up on the defender when it occurred, and I think he turned on us, so I don't agree with the call. But again, here's one of the touchdowns that we lost in the first half. So 14 points that we should have had on the board that was negated by penalties. And officials do a great job most of the time, and there may be sometimes we don't agree, but we can't make those mistakes in the future. Good play here by Zach Phillips off the edge, just play action pass. We felt like this might be coming, and Coach Patrick had him sitting backside waiting on this very thing. Great play by him. And just one of our counters that we run. Good job here by Dante Taylor. He and Nathan Metters have done a great job this year for us. Nathan's currently in a cast because of a thumb, but play action pass, you can see Corey does a great job with his play action fakes. We've got a guy wide open. This is Colin Shaw, junior wide receiver, who's done a tremendous job and coming and been very consistent for us, blocking, route running, and catching the ball. And another play action, we want to take these vertical shots in games that we can with our speed. Just primarily, it's not a high percentage pass a lot of the times, but we want to challenge the secondary and see what type of speed they have. And fortunately, these two in the second half worked out really well for us. We came away with touchdowns. And I think our last highlight here is just another touchdown pass to Colin Shaw. Just a really good strike by Corey and a good catch. Good job getting in the end zone.
Those were some exciting highlights there for Game 3. So we go this week. You're open this week. And then next week, Friday, September 23rd, out at Kimbrough, you're going to take on Marcus. What are you guys doing this week in your off week?
Well, yesterday we watched tape, and we take care of our, we have a pursuit grade defensively that we have, Russ, and then offensively a finish grade. And so we have loafs and lack of effort, as we call them, and so the kids don't like those. They'd rather so. But, the tape never lies when you're watching film, and we're trying to get across to them the importance of being a swarming type defense and then finishing on offense. So we took care of that yesterday with film. We'll have practice these next 3 days. And then Friday we'll lift them 7th period, but we're trying to allow them some time to recover a bit from injuries, to rest up a bit. When we get into a normal game week schedule like we'll be in the last 7 weeks of our regular season, and hopefully we'll get beyond that point, it's pretty intense as far as our schedule. And so we want them to rest up, take care of themselves physically, but then also hit the books. We've got 7 days basically left from a 6-week standpoint, and obviously every school in the state of Texas right now has got some guys struggling, so it's important that we take care of that this week.
Well, that's good. Sitting at 2-1, got your off week this week, and then we start district next week. First opponent will be Flower Mound Marcus, and get ready for the grind of District 8-5A. So I just want to say enjoy your week off.
And we will. Thank you.
Get ready for next week.
That's right. We will. Thanks a bunch.